The following episode of the Kingdom of Isolation contains footage from the film being discussed. The footage is used solely for the purposes of education, commentary, and criticism under fair use. Please support the animators by watching this film on Disney Plus or home media where available. This episode also contains spoilers throughout.
Hello, my fellow Disney fans, and welcome to the Kingdom of Isolation, where in times of trouble, why not celebrate the magic of Disney? My name is Kenzie Retro, and today we're looking at the latest offering from our run through the Disney Toon Studios films, also known as the direct-to-video sequels, The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, the sequel to the 1996 classic, released direct-to-video in the year 2002. Now, the journey begins where we go through the first film briefly for a moment. The journey begins in the heart of Paris with the original film, where we are introduced to Quasimodo, the gentle and kind-hearted bell ringer of Notre Dame Cathedral. The first story is a sweeping tale of love, acceptance, and courage set against the backdrop of breathtaking animation and unforgettable music. Quasimodo befriends the spirited Esmeralda, and together with a cast of memorable characters, faces the challenges of intolerance and self-discovery. Now, in Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, the adventure continues. Quasimodo and his friends return to the beloved cathedral, only to find themselves swept into a new story with fresh challenges and one or two heartwarming moments. This sequel brings back familiar faces and introduces new ones, all while exploring themes of friendship, bravery, and staying true to oneself. So join us as we dive back into the world of Notre Dame, celebrating the enduring message of compassion and hope that resonates throughout Notre Dame Cathedral. Now, the film boasts an unusually star-filled cast for a low-budget direct-to-video sequel. In fact, all of the characters who reprise their roles are played by the same actors, except for Laverne, Djali, and Achilles. Laverne being one of the gargoyles, Djali being the goat, and Achilles, the horse. Laverne's actress Mary Wicks passed away in 1995, shortly before completing her work on the original film. Jane Withers, who finished Wicks' work on that film, is uncredited. She voices Laverne this time around, in what would be her final role before passing away. Mary Kay Bergman, she took her own life in 1999, which I brought up in a previous episode. So Djali was voiced by Frank Welker, who played the baby bird in the first film, while also taking over for Achilles, with Bob Bergen, the original voice, being the only living actor not to return for the sequel for a character that returned. Now, this is Disney's final direct-to-video animated film to use traditional cell animation. And this film is structured like a 3-part pilot for a television series. No! I thought we were done with this! Wait, we've still got Atlantis 2 and Belle's Magical World to do. It's unknown if a television series based on The Hunchback of Notre Dame was ever considered. And if so, how many episodes were planned and or made it through production before being canned. Just like what would happen later with the scrapped Beauty and the Beast, Atlantis, and Cinderella television shows that had their completed episodes packaged into feature-length sequels of their own. It's also unknown if a series was initially planned to begin with, if it would be part of ABC's One Saturday Morning, and or what was left of the Disney afternoon. So let's head back to Notre Dame, shall we? Even if I did say at the end of the last episode that this is an unnecessary sequel because Quasimodo got his happy ending in the first film. He got accepted by his society. What more story can you build off from that? Two birds flying through Paris, into Notre Dame itself, and we immediately go towards the bell of extraordinary value. That's literally how it's described by Sarouche in the trailer for this film. And on the subject of the bell, even looking inside it, there's being cheap, and then there's being really cheap. This is worse than really, really cheap. Also, What happened to the grand opening we had in the first film? This does not scream grand or epic. This is a whimper of absolute cheapness. To the point where Disney haven't even bothered to release information on what the budget was for this film. And they're probably right to do so, because they should be ashamed of themselves for this. Even the character models are worse than cheap. And that's saying something. Case and point.
Our favorite holiday.
Good Lord, what did they do to you? This doesn't even deserve to be called ugly. Even the long shots make the characters look even worse. Seriously, why? Paul Candle is back as Clopan, and Tom Hulce returns as Quasimodo. Demi Moore also returns as Esmeralda, Kevin Kline as Phoebus, Charles Kimbrough as Victor, Jason Alexander as Hugo, last seen as the abysmal idiot in The Return of Jafar. Top right of your screen to see me rip Jason Alexander apart. And yes, I am just getting this cast out of the way now, apart from the new characters. You've also got the late Jane Weathers as Laverne in her final film role. And the Archdeacon is, say the line, Peter!
Guess who? Guess who? It's him again!
Disney legend Jim Cummings! So satisfying to use that running gag. Some running gags just write themselves. For the first song of the film, Le Jour d'Amour, Carl Johnson wrote the music for the film, while Randy Peterson wrote this first song. Walter Edgar Kennan wrote the next three, and Chris Canute wrote the final song alongside one of the cast I'll get to later. The song title translates to the Day of Love Festival, which is supposedly the best day of the year. No, that's the Feast of Fools. It's like you're actively trying to forget the first film exists. Case in point, no mention of Frollo at any point.
The spirits may rise with fire in their eyes.
And we've completed the set of ugly characters. The gargoyles, just no. Side note, Hugo is credited at the top of the cast! Not Quasimodo, not Phoebus, not Esmeralda, not even Madeline. Jason insufferably unfunny Alexander!
Ah, yes. Too bad there's only one of me to go around, eh?
I would rather there was none of you, Jason. The gargoyles help Quasimodo get ready for the festival. La Fidèle is the name of the bell that they need to prepare by polishing. And I think it's more than just the bell that needs polishing. Ah, here come the kids. That's Zephyr, son of Phoebus and Esmeralda, voiced by Haley Joel Osment. Now, Haley has a vast resume that spans all the way back to 1994 when he portrayed Forrest Jr. in the Oscar-winning Forrest Gump. He's been in The Sixth Sense, AI, AI Artificial Intelligence, by the way, Pay It Forward. He also has a couple of other Disney credits to his name, with Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, and The Jungle Book 2. But dedicated Disney fans like me know him best as Sora in Kingdom Hearts. Haley Joel Osment was 9 years old when he made this film and turned 14 when the movie was released. Hey, same year Kingdom Hearts came out. Meaning, the movie was originally planned to be released in the year of its completion, 1997, which is the same year Hercules came out. But for unknown reasons, it was delayed until 2000, when the film finally got its copyright date, according to the end credits. Then was delayed again for another year, but was pushed back once more to 2002, when it finally got released. That's what happens when you stack a lot of direct-to-video sequels. You leave yourself no room to release anything. That on top of the fact you've got your own Disney films to release, and then you've got your Pixar releases on top of that. You're not leaving yourself much room to get anything released, are you? And you want another reason why Jason is insufferable? He still wants the goat! Phoebus and Esmeralda are now married, just throwing that out there. Zephyr is wondering who will say Quasimodo's name at the festival. Why? We established that he just seriously, just why? We established at the end of the first film that he just wanted to be accepted by society, which he is. Now you're making every attempt to Now you are making every attempt possible to assassinate any character development he had. Circus arrives in town, led by Sarouche, voiced by Michael McKean, who has an Oscar nomination under his belt for Best Original Song with A Kiss at the End of the Rainbow from A Mighty Wind in 2004. The voice Michael McKean uses for Sarouche is the same voice he used for his Spinal Tap alter ego, David St. Hubbins. And yeah, there was a Spinal Tap sequel out this year. Make of that what you will.
Well, my assistant, Madam.
It's empty. There's no one there.
And this is supposed to be the villain. This is supposed to be the antagonist of the film, and is being played for laughs with the IQ of the useless F1 Canadian. So, where is Madeline? Practicing her high wire stunt. She's voiced by Jennifer Love Hewitt, who had a music career at one point. This is who helps Chris Canute with the final song of the film. She was in the last summer films, well, the first two, alongside the Legacy sequel, alongside Freddie Prinze Jr. She's Maddie in the 911 TV series. She's been in Ghost Whisperer, and she was also in the Garfield films starring Bill Murray.
Why must we always steal? I was thinking.
Thinking? Not your strong suit, is it, my little bonbon?
You haven't even had that much screen time, and I cannot take you seriously. Actually, I will not take you seriously. Sarouche tells Madeline how to get the bell by courting Quasimodo. Yeah, this is gonna end well.
The bells, you ding-dong! She likes the bells! Talk sharp!
Talk what? Talk what? Seriously, just...
Shut the hell up!
That! And they hit it off. Hey, look at that. Quasimodo and Madeline, they hit it off almost immediately. Oh, wait. No, they don't.
I have to go.
This is just horrific. You've learned nothing from the first film, which you're trying to pretend doesn't exist!
Maybe someone could love me.
And this is where you have killed any character he had from the first film. The next song is An Ordinary Miracle, first of three written by Walter Edgar Kennan. It just feels so off in so many areas. One of them being it continues to assassinate his character. To call this a cheap ripoff of Out There would be very generous, so I'm not even going to give it the privilege. That model of Madeline also looks more like Tinkerbell without the wings. Laverne convinces Quasimodo to go and make a miracle, leading him to try and join the circus.
Oh, but what am I gonna wear? I got the perfect thing, kid!
No, you don't!
Shut the hell up!
He heads to the circus with Phoebus, Esmeralda, and Zephyr.
Well, just look at them. I mean, they travel from town to town like...
Gypsies?
Yes. No. I mean, I can't...
Nicely done, idiot! They're even assassinating Phoebus's character. Sarouche is very critical towards Madeline for not trying to get the information required regarding La Fidèle, which is the name of the bell.
All you need to do is to look pretty for him, and he'll tell you what I need to know.
Add to the list of not being taken seriously, you're bald, you need a wig, and you're fat, so you need a corset to hide it.
I could kiss me, but I'd fall in love.
This is supposed to be funny, and all I hear is crickets and tumbleweed. So, while Sarouche puts on a show, his assistants are stealing anything valuable from the guests. He fills every villain cliche possible, and he is one of the worst villains I've ever seen. Not threatening, not funny, not memorable outside of that one moment, which isn't even that funny to begin with. Zephyr gives us the next song, I'd Stick With You, with Quasimodo. And the lyrics are just nonsensical.
Hocus there pocus? Delusion their illusion?
Abracadabra?
Okay, who wrote the screenplay? Jules Selbo, Flip Cobbler, and Cindy Marcus. Thanks for a childish screenplay with preschool jokes like that.
How many times have I ever been wrong? Achilles, that was a rhetorical question.
And I gave you a rhetorical answer. Good lord, I traded Vegeta for this.
Quasimodo and Madeline spend more time together, forming a connection. Watch this go south in paint-by-numbers predictability. He takes her to his favorite spot in Paris before going on an adventure with her, leading to the Gargoyle song, Fallen in Love. And it's worse than A Guy Like You.
So, what's the plan?
1, you shut up. 2, you get out of my sight. And 3, you never show your face or use your voice in anything ever again. You're not funny. You never have been. You never will be. Maddie, I'm just gonna call her Maddie, making it easier going forwards, finds Laffadelle, and Quasimodo helps take care of her, giving her the model he carved out earlier.
He does seem to have a certain savoir-faire.
I hope it's not contagious.
Unfortunately, something that is contagious is your lack of being funny! At the festival, Esmeralda is dancing with Zephyr before she helps Quasimodo be honest with how he feels about Maddie. Phoebus, meanwhile, has decided the circus are responsible for the recent robberies, but Quasimodo is in denial of these facts. What a surprise.
How often does that happen? Rhetorical.
Frieza!
Good lord, I traded Vegeta for this.
Thank you. Sarouche gives Maddie an ultimatum. Either get the bell, or Quasimodo gets hurt.
Meanwhile, thousands of miles away.
Phoebus investigates the circus only to find nothing. Because this idiot decided to conveniently hide it. Except for the necklace under the hat.
I thought I could break her of it if I gave her a job.
How is Phoebus stupid enough to fall for this? Seriously. Back at the cathedral, Maddie leads Quasimodo away on a walk, while Sarouche packs up the circus, signs one of the balls for Zephyr. Mr. Unfunny, meanwhile, had wood carvings of it and the goat. We get it. You want to be with the goats. Sarouche is in the cathedral, ready to steal the bell. Victor gets the idea to use another bell to stop them.
Here, hold this.
Nice job, idiot! Your IQ is worse than the useless Canadian! Quasimodo gets the truth from Maddie, heartbroken, while the bell has been stolen. I cannot take these moments seriously. The music doesn't help either because it just doesn't feel anything.
We gotta hurry!
Speed is essential.
It wasn't my fault.
Really?
Here, hold this.
This wasn't your fault. You had one job, you useless idiot! Esmeralda convinces Phoebus to go to the catacombs to find Sarouche, since that's where Zephyr is. Sarouche blackmails Phoebus into letting him pass so Zephyr can be set free. Maddie convinces Quasimodo to let her help by doing a tightrope stunt. She grabs Zephyr, Sarouche is arrested, Laffadelle is restored, and the festival goes ahead as planned, and the goat actually likes Jason! I refuse to call the idiot Hugo. I refuse to call the useless idiot Hugo. You have officially jumped the shark. No, wait, hang on. No. Let's tweak that a little bit. You have officially nuked the goddamn fridge, which is worse than jumping the shark. Even the horse falls in love. What am I witnessing? Quasimodo and Maddie confess their love for each other as Zephyr rings the bell. The final song, which is played over the end credits, is the only positive thing I can say about this film. The song's called I'm Gonna Love You, and it's performed by Jennifer Love Hewitt. Again, it's the only positive thing about the film. Hopefully, the poor reception will be the wake-up call to actually put effort into these sequels going forward. I'm not holding my breath, though. That being said, time for the scores. The story, I gave a 3. The story suffers from a lack of coherent plotting, inconsistent tone, and a general absence of emotional resonance. The characters' actions seem illogical at times, and the humor falls flat, with several moments feeling forced or unearned. The only redeeming element is the end credits song, which highlights the overall disappointment with the film's execution. The score reflects the narrative's poor pacing, lackluster character development, and overall failure to engage. As the minimal points are rewarded solely for the final song and the effort put into concluding the story, however unsatisfying it may have been. The characters, 2. The characters fare little better than the story, with most suffering from shallow development and inconsistent motivations. Quasimodo, usually the heart of the narrative, is reduced to a bystander who is easily manipulated and lacks meaningful growth. Phoebus comes across as gullible and ineffectual, making decisions that strain believability. Maddie, while given a brief heroic moment, is not developed enough to be compelling, and Sarouche is a forgettable villain with no real menace or depth. The supporting cast, including Victor, Jason, and Laverne, and the Goat, are relegated to unfunny comic relief that detracts from the film. Only Zephyr manages to display any real charm, but even that is fleeting. The low score reflects the overall failure to create memorable or engaging characters. The visuals also get a miserable 2. The visuals, like the story and characters, fall flat and offer little to redeem the film. There are brief attempts at capturing some of the original's magic, but those are rare and fleeting. Much of the animation feels budget and uninspired, with lifeless backgrounds, awkward character movements, and a noticeable lack of detail. The festival scenes, which should be vibrant and engaging, are instead marred by bland color choices and repetitive settings that sap any sense of immersion. The visuals do nothing to elevate the weak material, and any brief hints of charm are quickly eclipsed by the prevailing mediocrity. The low score reflects the consistently underwhelming quality and the animation's failure to make a positive impact. The soundtrack, 1 point. The soundtrack is almost entirely forgettable, with the only notable exception of the end credits song. Most of the musical numbers are uninspired, lack emotional depth, and do little to enhance the narrative or characters. The songs feel shoehorned in rather than organically woven into the story, and the overall quality pales in comparison to the film's memorable score. The solitary point is awarded solely for Jennifer Love Hewitt's performance of I'm Gonna Love You, which stands out as a rare highlight in an otherwise lackluster collection. And now, the legacy. A big, fat 0. The film's legacy is virtually non-existent here. A paltry score of 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, reflecting its poor reception among audiences and critics alike. It fails to leave any meaningful impact on the franchise or animation as a whole, serving instead as a cautionary tale about the dangers of lackluster sequels, and unnecessary ones as well. The complete absence of enduring appeal or cultural significance justifies a score of 0, cementing its reputation as a forgettable misstep in Disney's catalogue. The score is an overall 16%, and this reflects the cumulative shortcomings across all aspects of the film, from its muddled narrative, weak characterization, uninspired visuals, and soundtrack. The minimal points are attributed solely to isolated moments of competence, such as the end credits song, rather than any consistent quality. Ultimately, the film's many flaws far outweigh its few redeeming features, resulting in a final rating that underscores its status as one of Disney's most disappointing sequels. Just like the Disney team do with the first film, just pretend this second one doesn't exist and just stick to the first film. It is far more deserving of your time. And would you believe it, with this score, it is worse than Pocahontas 2 and Cinderella 2. This is now bottom of the board. Please, Disney, do not screw up this time. Please do not screw up 101 Dalmatians 2 Patch's London Adventure, which is going to be the next episode. But until then, hope you enjoyed this episode on Hunchback of Notre Dame 2 in the Kingdom of Isolation. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the thumbs up. And if you want to be part of the Kingdom of Isolation yourself, you can hit the subscribe button down at the bottom, click the bell, and turn on notifications so you don't miss when an episode goes live on this channel. As I just mentioned, the next episode is going to involve
101 Dalmatians 2 Patch's London Adventure.
But until then, make each moment count, and I'll see you guys next time in the Kingdom of Isolation.